Hi everyone, I'm Ayoub from Qodly Success Team, and in the last session, we create this CRUD example using DataTable. And in this session, I want to upgrade it, add more actions. So the main goal is start using the matrix to display the data and add actions. So we will also display the image, and for this section, we will hide it and we will display it when we click on the pencil icon. So let's start this session. So we have the home page that contains two waveforms loader, the data table and the display and the edit user. The data table contains the buttons for the standard actions, the search, and the data table. So I will duplicate it, call it matrix. Here is it. And in the data, in home page, I will go to the data table and change the name. So let's remove it, search for matrix. Yes, I will save it and let's check the results. So it's the same. And now we can start modifying the section and use matrix instead of the data table. So we have a style box that contains the data table. We will also use it for the matrix. So I will drag and drop the matrix component in it. Here is it. I will change the height for this data table. Instead of using 100%, I will use 300 pixel. Also for the matrix, 300 pixels. So for now, we can start using it. We have the namespace demo that contains our data source. That I will use them. I will use users in the matrix. And for the selected element here, user, I will use user. Now I want to add the headers for the matrix. We don't have this feature in the matrix, so we will create it using the style box. So I will drag and drop it here. So we have an empty style box, and in it I will create 5 style boxes. So this is the first one. I can just duplicate it from here. I need 5. Here I will change the flex. Here is it. And also I will remove the padding. I will put it as there. For example, I want to display user here. Email. One for phone. One for address. And one for action. So phone, address, and action. So now I will save it and let's check the result. So here's it. The matrix is empty because I didn't display anything in it. We have our header that I will customize to make it like the data table header. And also I will customize the matrix to make it looks like the data table. Okay, so if we click on the data table, we will find out that the header height is 14 and the row height is 16. So to do this, I will click on the style box that contains all the headers, and I will make it like this. Now I need to apply colors. So for example, for the text, I want to change it to white, and the background, I will change it to this color. Here is it. If you looked, you will see that here we have some border radius that I need to apply also in this style box. So let's apply it, for example. And here is it. But I want to change the width for this style boxes because, for example, I want for this section user to take 25%, not the height, sorry, it's the weight. So 25 for user, 15 for the email, same for phone, 15, 35 for address, and 10% for action. So here is it. For example, the user, it's good for me, the action also. So now I can test the home page. Okay, so here is it. We have the same color for the headers. And now let's start customizing the matrix. Okay, so now we can drag and drop some style box. I think we need 5. Duplicate. I will remove padding. Okay. And now let's start playing with the other component. So for example, I can drag and drop an image here, and I will change the height. So the height will be, for example, 15 pixel, the width also. And let's change the border radius to make it look like a circle. Yes. Don't forget to bind it to a data source. Yes. And I want to display the full name and the job title. So to do this, I will drag and drop a style box, and in it, let's have 2 texts. Okay, let's bind the job title to this dot job title, bind it, and first name to this dot last name. Same for first name. Where is it? If you check, for example, here, as I mentioned, the row height is 16, but I want to change it to 100 for the matrix. So what I can do, it's the style box in the matrix. I can go here and use directly 1 pixel in the min also, so it will be 100 pixels. I need to change the flex here, and why not add in a gap? So, for example, 10 pixels. Censor the element, and let's fix this. So now we can try it and check the result. So here is it. I have my picture with the user full name and the job title. So let's make it bold, and let's apply, for example, here a filter to make the last name in we can change the format here, but I want to use the string format and the uppercase. So let's update it. The same for the email. We will have the email here, the phone, and the address. Where is it? The phone. And it's this full address. Fine. And for the actions, I will add 2 actions. One to, for example, to display the edit section, and the other to delete the record. So I can go to the craft component and drag and drop some icon that I already create. Okay, so for this one is a pencil. And the second one is trash. So here is it. And we can, for example, customize the colors. So for this one, we can, I can, for example, instead of using this one, I can duplicate it from here. Let's go to look for it. It's here. If we click on this, let's call it icon remove. And now we can apply it here. Here's icon remove, and let's update it. So we have, and here it's, so here's, and for this one, leave it like this because we want the same color as the other icon. Now let's try it and check the result. Okay, so now we have our buttons, we have everything, but the matrix doesn't look good. So to fix that, we need to apply the same height and width as the header. So for example, here we did apply 25, but we need to do it here. Okay, so you will see that even if we did apply it here, sometimes it will not work because, for example, the address is too big or the user section is too big. So to fix this, we need to apply the same values in the min width and the max width. By applying this values, we're forcing the matrix to take exactly these values. So let's check it now. So here is it. So for example, it looks good. And now let's continue working. I want to have the same colors as the data table. So to do this, I can create a new CSS class. Let's call it matrix. And in it, we will have some attribute that we will need to do it. So for example, I want to apply for the selected element uh, a new background color and also apply a border. So to do this, for example, let's say that I have these colors that I want to apply, but it will not work. This self, it will apply the color on all the matrix, but I want just to apply it on the selected element. So to do this, uh, in the matrix, we have some selector. It's, for example, this one for the virtual grid. We have another one for the scroller container, and the last one is dots selected. Now, every time I select an element, it will apply this color on it. So let's check it. For now, it's this blue, but it will change soon. So here is it. And one thing I want to mention, everything's apply on the data table, apply on the matrix. So for example, this CRUD operations also work on the matrix. So for example, if we apply search, so we have 4 elements here, is the same here. Let's, if we only have one element, it will be the same in the matrix and in the data table. Okay, so now when I hover a section, I wanted to apply another color than the gray. So for example, I have this color here. So let's continue. I will duplicate the CSS class, and instead of using dot select, I will use dot flex and will apply the hover. To do it, 2 points hover will apply the hover on the flex. And for the color, it's F1, F4, and I will apply it also on the border. So here's it. And you will see that we have an issue here. You will see that there is a white line between the header and the first element of the matrix. So it's the matrix border. So to remove it, we need to go to the matrix, go here and click on none. So here is it. Now I will remove the data table because we don't need it anymore, and we will continue working on the matrix. Here is it. Let's remove it. And for example, here in the we have the matrix. and we have this style box. The style box, we need to apply flex on it. It's a vertical one. And in the matrix, we need to apply flex grow. So the flex grow will make the matrix to, take all the empty spaces. And also, instead of using 300 pixel, let's use 100%. So here is it, the matrix take all the space now. And let's continue customizing this matrix. I want, for example, uh, for to display the flex, not the flex, but the element in the matrix using another color. So for example, I can just go to the matrix CSS class and duplicate this class, and instead of applying the hover, I can remove it and applying this, but I need to remove this section first. So now let's check it. So you will see that it's no longer white, and we did apply a light color on it. So okay, so now for example, I want to apply some actions. So for example, if I click on this button, I want to remove the record. So this button, it will do the same thing as the old one because we will remove it. And I want to hide this section, the user details section. And when I click on this button, I want to display it. So to do this, for example, let's go back to the home page. We can add an event here in the web form. So we will call this function, it's hide. What we do in this function, we only get the component using the server reference and hide it. So to do this, it's really easy. We will have user details here is the server side. Let's copy it and go back to the web form and let's use it. So now if we check it, we will see the, okay, let's go back here. Sometimes the, it's not saved. I need to save it. Okay, here is it. So the user details section is hidden now, and let's apply some new actions. So for example, let's go back to the matrix here, add an event on click event. So now I want to show it when I click on the bar. Yes. And also when I click on the trash icon, I want to remove the record. So to do this, I can apply sender action. It's user, and let's apply drop. And I will enable the provide feedback to see the result. Okay, let's test it now. Okay, so now when I click on this button, it will show this section. And now if I change the record, the data will change. But let's, for example, create a new one. Let's call it and let's save it. Okay, here is it. Now, if we search by my name, here is it. And for example, if I click on this button, it will remove the record. Here is it. It has been removed. So now to fix this issue, we need to add another standard action to reload the user's selection. Yes. Let's go back here, search by everything. Now I will remove the delete button here and add another button to hide this section when I don't need it. So let's go to edit user here, remove this button. We don't need it anymore. And to fix, for example, this part, we need to go back to the flex. Instead of using space between, we can use flex and. So we don't change this button. And now we can, for example, drag and drop an icon here. Let's, for example, change it to close. And let's duplicate this style CSS class. So instead of having only this one, we will have another one. Icon close, duplicate, and let's apply it here. So icon close. Okay, so I will change the color here. The background, I want it to be black. So it's this one. And instead of using the background here, I will use the opacity. So I want to display it like a gray icon. And when I hover it, I want it to be black. So let's change the opacity. So I'll put it to 1. Here is it. Now let's check the result. So if I click here, you will see we have the icon button, but I want to move it to here. So to do this, it's really easy. Let's click here, and instead of having static position, let's use fixed or absolute. So for me, I will use fixed, and its top is 0 and the left 0. No, not the good one. It's not left, is right here. And sometimes we need to change the value to make it look good. So for example, in this right, let's make 10 pixel or 10%. And the top, let's make it to 5%. Okay, still not good. We need to play with this one also. Okay, let's make pixels instead of percentage, and also for this one, 10 pixel. So here is it. Now let's apply an action on it. So to do this, sometimes we don't have it here. It's here because I did apply a fixed one. This is something that we will fix soon. And let's go to the outline, look for the parent. I will remove this one, make it relative. Go back here, add the event. So when I click on the button, I want to not show, sorry, but hide the user edit section. Let's go back to home, to this section, copy the value, and let's add it here. Okay, so let's test it now. So when I click here, you will see this section, and if I click here, it will disappear. So let's go back and fix the parent issue. So to do this, you can, for example, at the end of your div, you can just change the position, make it fix, or absolute, or you can change it from here in the CSS class. Now let's check the results. So if we click here, we have the parent. Everything that we already did in the previous session still apply on the matrix. And that's the end of the session. Thank you.